So they call and they offer you a spot on this huge card. It just seems like you've had a huge platform from the very start. What does that do for you? What does that do to you mentally when you approach something like that?
Honestly, yeah, it's a big stage, but I've been here before. I've been here every level that I've competed at. I've had to, overcome, adversity, fight at the highest level, wrestle on the big stage. It's no different to me, to be honest with you. It's just more people, more attention, people watching. But I've been here before. I train very well. I have good coaches. So to be honest with you, I'm not like, oh wow, I have to do this. No, I'm relaxed. I'm ready to go. I just have to go out there for 15 minutes and show what I can do and come out with the victory.
Are you feeling more comfortable in general being in the spotlight?
I do. I was just telling my brother this, is like, the more times you come and the more times you're around everything, around the big names and all the media, it just gets easier and easier. And that's why I really enjoy doing this stuff, because I'm going to be in this career for a very long time, and I want to be good at interviews. I want to be able to just to be another day for me, not have to be, like what do I do? No, I started at a very young age. I've taken risks. I've been here during the media stuff, so now it's just getting easier and easier, and I'm getting more and more comfortable. So just staying relaxed, that's the biggest thing.
Who would you consider your MMA mentors? I'm sure you've had plenty in wrestling, but for MMA?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Daniel Cormier has given me a lot of advice. TJ Dillashaw, one of my favorite fighters that I really like is GSP. I've always really liked his style, the way that he approaches the game. Always professional. So I've read his book like 3 times. So if you haven't read it, it's actually a really good book. So I listen to the best in the world. I watch the way they fight. I listen to their interviews and try to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and blend it all together and make my own style.
What's the main thing you take away from that book, the GSP book?
Honestly, it's just, he's had his routine. He's surrounded himself with really good coaches. He's weathered the storm. He's been ups and downs, but the main thing is he's kept going. He's remained humble. He's won many fights and stayed professional and stayed working towards his craft. And that's why I feel he's the best fighter of all time.
Think we're going to see him again?
I hope so. But you never know. He's kind of like a mystery, You just never know, and I like that. Yeah, he keeps the people guessing, but we'll see. I hope he does.
Speaking of legends, saw a picture the other day, Antonio McKee with Chuck Liddell. How did that come about, and have you worked with Chuck?
I've been there. I practiced a few times when he's been there. Yeah, he's Antonio McKee is a really good coach. Very good. Spends a lot of time and hours with us, and Chuck, I wanted to see what he could do, and he did, and it opened his eyes to, like, man, this guy really knows his stuff, and the time and effort that he puts into training is the best I've ever seen. I haven't seen another man put the time and effort that he has. So yeah, it's great. I was watching him train, and just, man, the guy, being around a guy that has helped the sport evolve is really cool, and to be present during his, it may be his last fight, it may not, but if it is, it's just cool to see him go out. I think it's an honor.
Did you have the desire to get in there and trade a few punches with him?
No. It's honestly, I've been in there with practice or two, but he came in kind of when I was winding down my training camp. So the one-on-one time and stuff with Antonio was different at separate times than Chuck. But he's told me a few stories and stuff like that going, his fight back in Brazil, like that. He, crazy when they fight like bare knuckle. He told me one story. It was just crazy of what these guys used to do back in the day. It's like, yeah, it is scary now, but fighting bare knuckle in Brazil and doing all this crazy stuff just seems like it was extreme. But him and a lot of other guys have paved the way for us fighters, us young fighters, to be able to be here and be on the big stage and on the platform. They went out there and put it all on the line so the sport can grow, and so I'm thankful.
You're fighting a guy who's coming up from bantamweight. He's had no easy fights. He's had a real tough bill of opposition since he started with Bellator. What does that tell you about what you're going to face with him?
Nothing's different. I mean, yeah, he's tough guys, but he's never fought a guy like Aaron Pico. Simple. He hasn't fought a guy that could wrestle like me. He hasn't fought a guy that hits as hard as me. So yeah, this is the toughest fight of his career too. Yeah, he's fought for world titles, but he's never fought Aaron Pico. I've said that time and time again. People probably think I'm crazy, but he's never fought a guy like me, and you'll see Saturday night.
And how do you see it playing out?
I don't like to predict things. I like to just stay relaxed, but I have lethal power in both my hands. I can take guys down on the snap of a finger. I can grapple with the best in the world. So I can take the fight anywhere I want to go, but the main thing is just staying calm, staying relaxed, and letting my skills, letting it flow. Staying good mentally, but letting my body take over, and we'll see what happens. But when you have power like me in both hands, all it takes is one.
You see Patricio's in the room?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I don't really care, you know.
Any sort of feelings about having you guys in the same room? He's got what you want.
Honestly, he's the champ right now. I show my respect, but when the time comes and I'm ready to go, he will fall when I face him. Those guys, they haven't felt power like me. They haven't felt wrestling like me. But I show my respect to him. He's the champ. He's been through his wars. But one day I'm going to be knocking at that door, and may the best man win.